Okay.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you? It's so
I'm
lovely
doing
to meet
good.
you.
Likewise. Okay, how do you pronounce your name?
Mason, how about you? I don't know.
Mason. Oh, I'm Ziana Z, if that's
Zion.
easier. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, but I don't like to assume, you know?
Yeah, it's Mason. But yay.
Good. Thank you for having me.
No, I'm so excited. Okay, so I have 11 questions,
Okay, period.
if that's cool with you.
Yeah, I'm down.
So, okay, for one, I feel like I've been watching your journey for a long time. Like we've had each other on Twitter for a minute.
For a minute. It's been a
Like
hot minute.
like for a minute. So I've kind of seen like the ups and downs of your life, but I still don't even really know you as a person.
Totally.
So I know you're based in Chicago right now.
Ooh.
So where are you from originally and what's your full name and anything else that you feel like is essential for people to understand you, who you are, your background,
Sure. Yeah, my name is Ziana Pearson. I am from the north side of Chicago. I grew up in like Evanston, Rogers Park
everything.
area. And yeah, I'm based now, still in Chicago. I'm like more on the west side now. So I'm about to move back to the north side soon. So I'm like going back to like my hometown. You know what I'm saying? Like hometown, like, doing it for my younger self and whatnot. And yeah. I am a multimedia artist. I started off doing photography in high school, and then I slowly transitioned into like painting and like different mediums and stuff like that, more so towards like the end of high school and like
Mm.
what like following I did like a semester of community college and I knew I wanted to be an artist. I wanted to be like a psychologist like before
Mm.
everything. But then I was like, I don't think I'm like a med school,
Type of girl.
like kind of person. You know what I'm saying? Um, so then I was like, I want to be an artist, and that just kind of like catapulted me into just like taking myself more serious and being more consistent with like creating work, creating art, and things like that. So now I predominantly work with acrylic paint, and I also do airbrush designs, and I occasionally do watercolor and oil painting, and yeah, and then I do like my herbalism like on the side, which I would say like is still like in cohesion with like my
Right.
creative world and like my art and everything. So yeah, I started that around like last year, and now I'm finally like everything's launched and like on my site, so I'm really excited about that. And yeah, I think that's pretty
Yeah,
much.
no, that's great. That's really, really great. That's crazy that you're from Chicago and I didn't even know. Like
But I didn't know you were
that's
from the
that's
city.
long. I mean, I wasn't. That's crazy though, because I was living in Atlanta and I just assumed you were from Atlanta for whatever reason.
Crazy. I was gonna move to Atlanta. I was actually gonna move to Atlanta.
Okay, I'm like
Like
maybe I saw it.
maybe. Like
I don't
I
know.
wasn't like it was crazy because I have like family out there and stuff like that. And then I was gonna
Mhm,
move there like pre-pandemic. And then like I
mhm.
don't know, like the last time I have visited like literally right before lockdown because I was right before my 21st birthday. And then
Right.
I don't know, like the last time I went, it just like wasn't hidden for me. I
Nah,
don't know. And
yeah,
like I don't
I definitely
know if
don't live there anymore. So,
yeah, like Atlanta's really cool, but I was like, I don't know, like Chicago just got like a place in my heart. Like Chicago just get it for me, like, and like everywhere else, like the food isn't as good as Chicago. So that's like a big factor for me. Like
that's
I'm not willing
that's
to
the
have like
one.
high food.
That's
Like
the
I
one.
need good food, accessible.
Do you eat Puerto Rican food?
hmm I literally live up the street from Hibito Zimas. And that's
Jealous.
my shit. That is very much my family's Haitian. So like every
Okay.
Caribbean cuisine, I
I was
need
gonna
it.
ask you what's your background, like
Yeah, my
ethnic
my
background.
dad's side is from Haiti and then my mom's side is from Mississippi. So got
Um,
yeah, got a little mix. you know? So definitely like food is really important, like to my family. It's always like now that I'm like, I've been living on my own for a few years, like I
Mhm.
love to cook. Like I just want to get better at cooking, especially like better at cooking like Caribbean cuisine. I've been like experimenting like more and more because, you know, like with the holidays and everything, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do like Thanksgiving solo. And then, you know, like I just been kind of like experimenting. But I mean, look, food's always good. I love me some
Seriously.
good food.
Is all your family out there? Well,
Um,
some of it?
in Chicago still.
Mhm.
Yeah, for the most part, I'm the oldest sibling of four. So then
Oh
like my
wow.
siblings are still like in high school and like they're younger. So my siblings are still here. They're like up on the north side. Like, you know, and I do want to move back there so I could like be closer to them and things. And
Mhm.
then yeah, and then I just got like my friends and they're also like up there. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta move back that way so I can be
Yeah,
closer to my people, you know.
I completely understand. So, you were talking about how you started doing photography first, right, in high school.
Yes.
So, I was wondering if you had any, like, I know as artists, a lot of the time we end up starting to create to get back in touch with our inner child or just
Yeah.
to spark creativity for whatever reason. What was your reason for creating them?
Um, yeah, I feel like I've always been like a creative person. I definitely was like not an athletic child. So I was like, I need like something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, what do I like? And like fashion and like art and everything was always like, that was always my shit. Like, that's always what I really gravitated towards. And I always just like had like the most fun in art classes, especially just like when you're a kid and you don't like really understand like how the school system works and you're like, okay, like school isn't for me. What's going on? Like why am I not like being in the classroom? And then,
Mhm.
you know, just like getting older, um and just also like just learning that like this is a possibility, like I can literally make this my career. Then I'm like,
Right.
okay, like let me actually like stop playing with myself and like stop, you know, like trying to like accommodate to like everybody else's like, you know, like hopes and wishes for me and like where they want to see me go and like where do I actually want to go? Like what do I actually like what would I be happy like seeing myself doing? You know what I'm saying? And then I knew it was always something like in the creative world. So that was yes, my cat. It always has something to say. Um, but yeah, it was pretty much like creating was always to the point of like, you know, at first like I didn't, you know, like take it serious at all. It was kind of more of like a hobby type thing. But
Mhm.
then, you know, I had submitted some work in high school. I submitted like a photo that I took and I won an award. Kobe, you have a lot to say. Mm. But yeah, I submitted my work to it was called like the Scholastic Award of like art and writing or something like that. And my
Mhm.
photo teacher was like convincing us or like said that we all had to like submit something for class. So I submitted a photo that I took. Kobe, I'm sorry.
It's
Like
really okay. We love cats.
he's literally and hollering, like and nothing wrong. He
He's
just
just
wants
excited.
he just wants attention, like dead ass. But yeah, I submitted the photo and like mind you, this is like a nationwide like kind of thing. I wasn't
Mm,
like expecting an outcome, you know what I'm saying? I had never like won anything, especially not art related. So I was like, okay, whatever. Like I did it. And then I ended up winning like an award
mm,
for the thing. And then everybody at school, like I remember my teacher, I like my like first and second period black teacher, shout out Miss Holmes.
love it.
She was like, yeah, so you're an artist now. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I was like, what do you mean? I was like, no, like it was just like the, she was like, no, 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 no. And like she was like, yeah, y'all. So we have like an award-winning artist in the class. I said, oh,
Period.
it's like that. And then like after that, I don't know. I think it was kind of just like everyone else, you know, like communally like seeing my potential and but like I'm still like in denial of like, you know, like what I can actually do. And I'm like, I got lucky. And that was kind of like my whole mindset. I was like, okay, like that was good, but you know, like what direction am I going in now? Because I knew I wasn't gonna stick with photography ultimately. Like I love photography, I always will, but like that's just not like my career path, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, like after that, and this was like my junior year of high school. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna actually like just math. I just started like math, like painting and creating things,
Mm,
and then just like starting small. Of course, like I was like posting it on like Facebook, and I'm like, hey
right.
y'all, like, I'm making stuff, you know. So that was pretty much just like where the whole art journey started, and you know, just like on the long path of like, you know, being consistent, just like taking myself serious and like knowing
Mm,
what I'm doing is like what I'm making is good. And, you know, it's just like getting over the hump of like feeling like vulnerable about the things you're putting out. And then, you know, after we got there, like that still even comes up sometimes, you know, but I realized that just like I'm not here to be like anyone but myself. I'm not here to be perfect. Like the work I put out is enough. And like that's okay. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's definitely been a long journey, but it's been fun. And you know, definitely being able to like go back and like you said, like do it for my inner child and my younger self and like acknowledge how far I've come. Just in terms of even like confidence and like speaking about my work. You know what I'm saying? Cause like I feel like my art is like an extension of myself. But for a long time, like I was scared to be vulnerable, you know, like in like personally. So I was like, okay, I can't really like talk about my art in a way that like I feel good about it because I'm still like anxious, I guess, you know?
right.
So now I'm just grateful to like be in a place where like I know that like this is my path and I need to start acting like it, you know?
As you should. As
Period.
you fucking should. And we love the site and the herbalism and everything.
Period.
Like
I
that's why
appreciate
I was asking you like where you pull from for creativity because I feel like to
that.
channel it into those type of things too is
Yeah.
just a different like thing to tap into, especially as a woman. So that's what I was gonna ask you too. I
Yeah.
feel like I've been so drawn to you over the years because I love how you express your femininity
Yeah.
and just expressing yourself as you individually, you doing it whatever the fuck you want that makes you feel empowered as a woman. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. No, yeah.
um,
And even like you said, like, you know, channeling, like, and that's why, like, you know, like I said, like, I feel like everything I create is like an extension of myself and like who I am as a person. And definitely, like, you know, especially being queer, because I identify as non binary. So, like, and even like going through like that transition and like, you know, in like transitions in life, I feel like I've been like translating like in my art, you know, and it's sometimes it's like unintentional. So now I feel like being able to actually like sit in things and like be grounded and like I'm like okay kind of like falling back, not falling back from like the painting and like putting out like you know like material work, you know what I'm saying? I'm like okay, I'm gonna get into like my herb bag because this is something I
right,
really want to do. And it was also just like on a community tip, my goodness, on the community tip and just like wanting to share something like tangible, you know what I'm saying? That's also like useful, obviously, for like overall wellness. But then, you
right,
know, just like diving into a world that like I'm not, you know, like and now I'm like, you know, I'm new here, like in terms of like the herbalism
right.
world. Like, I'm still like a student, like I'm learning, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely, because I'm comfortable like in my painting bag, you know
Mm,
what I'm saying? Like I'm comfortable there. I'm like having more fun with that again. I've got worked myself out of being like overly critical of myself.
mm,
But so now I don't know, it's like it's the Aries in me, and like I want to like you know like be really good at like everything that I do.
everything.
So now like I need to like focus in on this, and you know, and it takes a lot of time. Like it's hours and hours of studying.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying, and like fact checking and make sure like all my blends are like doing what they're supposed to do, and you know, it definitely put me in another like like stream of like gratitude too, just to like have people that trust me and, are like willing to even like try my stuff because like this is like health we're talking about.
Right.
So yeah, I'm just really grateful to, just be like constantly having like the room to expand, even though like, we have like so much farther to go. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
grateful, that I even like that I even like tried it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm very much like I'm in like an experimental mode. I feel like I'm about to be 24, so like I'm like I just want to like try new things and be constantly like I just want to wear like many hats, like I just want to be good at a lot of different stuff, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Do you do you read like to I've always admired herbalists and herbalism. Do you
Yeah.
just read to learn about it or just
Yeah,
see what works?
yeah, I have books. I have like a few books that like I've been reading like the past couple years and like just putting stuff like in the back of my mind of like, okay, I'm gonna use that for myself. Cause that's always like where it starts. It's like I'm gonna do this for me and then I'm like, okay, but like this is valuable information and like now I want to share it, And I think the main thing about like herbalism in general is like this isn't information to be like gate kept. You know what I'm saying? Like we're
Mm-hmm.
here to share this and we're here to, like it's an education tool, also and just like letting people know like this stuff and also like making it as accessible as possible, like you can literally get this stuff like at your local market and grocery store. So I started by making a blog and I was just like sharing like the little remedies and stuff I was making.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe, it's okay, friend. I promise. Um, I started like sharing stuff on the blog because I was like, okay, like I don't have the materials right now, but like at least I could share like, things that like I tried that worked for me, you know what I'm saying? And just like why I'm here and like why I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
this, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's definitely it's fun to see like just like the upward sweep of things and like
Mm-hmm.
now it's just like okay like if I don't do it now then like I feel like I'm never gonna do it because there is like obviously the anxiety of it, you know what I'm saying, when there are like people out here like really 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 doing the work, so I always
Right.
try to like be respectful and like know my place and like I want to be like certified and everything in the future,
Mm-hmm.
so I definitely it's like a lot of just like I know I'm still a student, like a lot of watching, like I follow like herbalists and are like the authors of these books and things like that. I try
Mm-hmm.
to like keep up and it's just like learning something every day because like when we get into like the plant and like Flora Kingdom, when I tell you there's so much shit, like, and
Mm-hmm.
everything has a purpose. So that's just been like a sweet part of my life to be able to like sit with that. And I'm just like, damn, like everything does just kind of like, work around us and it's like, here, like, we're here to help. Like, so yeah, it's been cool, just like learning constantly about that. Cause like having like constantly like, this is like every day, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to get better with that. But yeah, I think it's really cool to be able to share now. And I appreciate you saying you like the site. I was like,
I love it. Yeah.
yeah, I was really happy about like how everything went down with the site because I had the site before when I opened it in 2020 and I had like merch and stuff like that. So like it is also like the transition of like where I
Mm-hmm.
started even like on like the online shop kind of
For
journey.
real, because I feel like I remember when it was. I don't know if you had it for your airbrush
Yeah, and
stuff.
I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, like in the beginning, yeah, because I opened the site in like summer of 2020 and then I started airbrushing like that winter. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like just having like doing like strictly clothes and like merch and stuff like that. Like I still, I love the fashion world and everything, but it is just, like material like
You don't gotta
cost
tell
things
me, love.
and
You don't
like
gotta tell me.
it's like it's a whole nother thing, So I'm like you know, and like in terms of, you know, just like where I'm at right now, like I definitely feel like the transition into like just the herbs and like having like my gallery and everything, I feel like it's more accessible right now. And I know once I like do clothes, I know I want to like really do it for real. So,
Mm,
you know, it's never, and like that's the thing, it's just like knowing that like you have time to do
yeah.
everything that you want to do. You know, like we
Mm.
have like all the time. It's just about like, unfortunately, capitalism is not that girl. And you gotta like, you know, save up and everything is an investment. But you know, it's always like, you know, when it does happen, it's gonna be hot. You
And
know what I'm
yeah, and in divine
saying?
timing too. Like,
Totally, yeah. And like, right, like no good idea is like gonna pass us by. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? It's definitely just about like knowing all that you can do in that moment. Cause yeah, like once I like opened the site and then like I quit my job. So I was
mm,
doing art like full time for a minute, which was cool, but it was definitely like, you know, dissociating like, okay, this is art, like this is something I really enjoy. This is what I love. So I don't want it to feel like a job. And it was definitely like, it was my job. You know what I'm saying? Like it's what paid my rent at the moment.
mm,
So I was definitely, you know, having like, you know, like I like fell out of love with it for a minute and then I didn't create for like a long time. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? You know, because it just gets you out of like, I'm not motivated unless there's like, you know, like a coin attached to it. And I
mm,
don't want to be that way. You know what I'm saying? When this is coming
mm,
down to like stuff that's really fueling me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want this to like be making me, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Into like, you know how it goes. I feel like I don't even gotta over explain, you know?
Yeah, but so now, what's your space with art? Do you just do it as like your creative
Yeah,
passion? You don't do
I
it for,
definitely
it's not your full-time job anymore, is it?
Yeah, it's not my full-time job anymore. So now it's more so like just like leisurely, you know.
Mm,
I am grateful that I've just been inspired lately. So I've been sitting on a lot of ideas just for like new like mediums and stuff like that.
mm,
'Cause like painting, it takes up a lot of my time, which like I do work, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I've just been trying to like put time aside to paint, but I have been wanting to get into like collage work and like things like that. Like I did a piece,
Was it the
the
flowers?
yes, like the It's the Least I
Mm,
Could Do. Like that was fun. And that was just kind of like on a whim one night. Like, so I like stuff like that where it's just like, okay, like this is here. I'm gonna do it now. You know what I'm saying? Like before
mm,
I lose it. And I've been trying to like hold myself accountable to be like that. Like, okay, like you have the idea now. Do you have the time?
yeah,
Do you have the stuff to do it? Do it. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I
It doesn't have
should.
to be like good and like good. It doesn't have to be like strategic and like planned out, you know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And I think just also working on like it doesn't have to be like post worthy, you know what I'm saying? Like working out of the
yeah.
space of like, okay, like I don't have to make shit like with the intent of it to like break the internet. Like you start like, you know, it's like it's a way less stressful situation. You know what I'm saying? Like we
Yeah.
all want exposure, we all want to be seen, but it also is like, you know, like it becomes anxious where it's like, okay, like I'm doing all this work, but like, is it going to be received well? And it's like at
Mm,
this point, you know what I'm saying? I'm just making stuff that like feels good to make, you know? And I feel like it's just been putting me in a more inspired space just because like that pressure isn't attached to it, you know?
mm. Do you do art shows out there at all? I've
Yeah, well,
never been to an art show in Chicago, even though I'm from there, actually.
honest, yeah, honestly, friend, like there are some, you know what I'm saying? I haven't done like I did pancakes and booze this past fall when they came, and that's like nationwide. Like they do it in every city, I
Okay.
think. Which like that was cool. That was cool. That was at oh my God, I can't even remember what the place is called now. But that was solid. And it was like a lot of us. There was a lot of artists in there. So that was a cool like networking experience. I haven't really done like a showcase. Like outside of like the showcase, I'm in now. Shout out Studio Salon. My art is up
Okay.
there until
I saw
March
that too.
17th.
That's so great.
Period. Shout out
Yeah.
Studio Salon. Their space is like really cool. They're a new studio in like the Zalby Art Gallery that's in Bridgeport. So it's crazy, like full circle, even with that. With like the photo, like I was talking about, like the photo I won the
Mhm.
award for in high school. That was my first time, like my work being displayed somewhere, and it was at the Zalby Art Center, like 'cause that's where all like the people that won the award, we all got like our stuff displayed like in the gallery, which was really crazy. So now
Mhm.
like being back in that space is like very full circle, and I was like,
I
damn,
love
like
it.
check you out, Young Z. You just didn't know, and you didn't even take this shit serious back then. And now
Mhm.
it's like, it's obviously like a different type of like, like I'm hyped. Like this is such a big deal to me now, and I'm grateful to have like a month-long exhibition. That's like the first time I've ever had my stuff up like in a
Beautiful.
space for that long. Thank you. And yeah, I'm really excited. And like I said, it's just like, damn, like who would have thought? Like
Mhm.
I think that was the thing too, like being so young and thinking that like, okay, like I'm an artist, but like I ain't got no type of art for real. I have like two pieces, and it's like the whole pressure too to have like a body of work. So now like some of the pieces I even have up like in the studio now, in the gallery, these are pieces that I made years ago, you know what I'm saying? So, but they're all still kind of like in the same like storyline. I also never thought I had like an artist style, but like now like I saw my work up and I was like, oh yeah, no, I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. Um but yeah, like even now I was just like, damn, like just the seeing like, okay, like I was like finding out like how I like to do things and like how I like to paint before, to like the work I've made recently. And I'm just like, damn, like we love to see that.
Bro.
No, period. Like, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, like shout out my younger self for just like
Seriously.
being hard headed at the time, but but seeing it
That's the
through.
Aries
it,
though.
it
That's
really is.
real bad.
It really, and it's so crazy. Like I can't even like think back to like I was like excited. Don't get me wrong, but I was like, okay, like that
Right.
was cool. And it's also like, when you never really like won like an award, I was like, how am I supposed to like even like
Right.
like what do y'all want from me? That's actually so funny.
Um, so I wanted to ask you this when I asked about the remedies and things you made. I know life puts us through like ups and downs,
Yeah.
and you probably find making art healing in some ways and the
Yeah.
remedies in some ways. Are there any other things, practices that you've implemented into your life to help heal yourself and grow,
Yeah.
that you want to share?
Yeah. Um, Definitely like within the past few years, I got like really into yoga. I was doing yoga on like, especially when like I was just like making my own schedule and things like that. Like I was, like on my like morning routine, like doing my yoga every day, doing my meditation every day,
Period.
meditation, like breath work, honestly, like it might sound dramatic, but like breath work really has like saved me like multiple times
I
because
need to start.
it's it's really crazy, and it's not crazy, but like that was
Mm,
the bad word. But like
mm,
um it's vital, you know what I'm saying, to just like know how like air like passes through our body and just like, taking like that deep breath in and like what's that's doing for like the overall function of our body. So yeah, like once I really started getting to that, which is probably around like 2019, which what I could say was like the beginning of like my like spiritual journey, you know what I'm
mm.
saying? Once I got into that and then I eventually got like my own space, um yeah, like wellness practice is like just very important to me because it was like, bitch, you really here, like it's just you,
Mm,
so like
right.
we gotta do
You need
something,
to do something.
we gotta get a regimen, we gotta have like a schedule, and now like it's really, it's those same things, but it's not so much on like a schedule. It's just like listening to myself and listening to my body and like, okay, like what do I need today? Like, how can I best show up for myself today? And you
Mm-hmm.
know, I've gotten a regimen of just more like um just like speaking like kinder to myself and you know like talking myself like I'm definitely like a self-soother, so you know, I had to like try to like configure like the way I thought about certain things a lot. And I think that has definitely like heavily impacted, you know what I'm saying, like my overall well-being and like my mental and physical health, you know what I'm saying, just in like even about like rest and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're tired, you can sleep.
Listen.
Like you don't have to like overdo it. And you know, just knowing that like I deserve, you know, just knowing what I deserve in translation, like, you know, has just made things like way easier for me. And, you know, I guess on being on like, you know, like what it would be like a self-love journey and just like putting myself first and like, you know, putting my wellness like at the forefront of everything I do because I'm also just like always looking out for other people and like
Mm-hmm.
obviously like my loved ones. So I think once I actually started like realizing like, no, you need to show up for you first. And then like things just started like getting better after that. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
I have the time and like my relationships started like, you know, being more fruitful because I'm actually like able to show up. Kobe agrees. Kobe.
Beautiful. I hope Kobe is a good relationship.
Oh
'Cause
yeah, no, Kobe and I kind of have like no, we have a good relationship. I was gonna say we have like a love hate, but like no, we've been kicking it lately.
okay.
That's my boy. Um, so yeah, I think definitely like speaking kinder, and you know, I've been trying to like limit my time like on the internet and like things like that. You know what I'm saying? Just realizing that like this is my life and my life only, and I just want to be like focusing on that and just like giving myself like everything that I deserve, need, and want because as I
Hey.
should. Like, you know, I definitely, I came into realizing that this is really my like getting everything, you know what I'm saying? Getting everything back that, like, not that I've lost, but, you know, things that kind of have gotten like distant for me,
Lost,
like
yeah.
along the way, you know what I'm saying? Just like in growing up, like I said, I'm about to be 24, and like, I just remember what it was like for me to be like 18, 19, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really just doing it for like my younger self and, you know, giving myself like the things and the comfort that like I wish I had then, you know? So it's constantly like a everyday like practice, like we were
Mm-hmm.
talking about, you know, of just like I'm gonna get there, you know what I'm saying, and like actually believing it, because I feel like for a
Right.
long time, like especially when you try to get into like the spiritual aspect of like manifestation and like you know speaking things into existence, I was doing that for so long, but like I genuinely did not believe it. I'm like, okay, yes, like I am loved and like I am safe and like all these things, you know what I'm saying? I am like financially abundant. But then in the back of my head, I'm just like, bitch, you're broke. Like you're real like broke. Like, what are you talking about? Like, why
Mm-hmm.
are you like, you know, like tricking yourself? You know what I'm saying? But then
Mm-hmm.
that also just ties into like the self-worth journey and like, you know, not knowing at the time that like I am worthy of all these things to just flow to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to like work hard. Like yes, we have
No.
to work hard for
But like burn yourself out to the point.
yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like we have to put in work and like it's always an energy exchange, but it's like you don't have to like work hard or like overwork towards the things that like, you know, are already meant for you. And like so now I'm just like walking with that every day and just knowing that like I'm gonna be good. Like I'm gonna be straight, like in whatever I
100%.
do. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So we have 5 minutes left in this Zoom meeting.
Yes.
So my
Period.
last question, I had a different one planned, but good talking to you. I want to ask, since you didn't, you had those doubtful thoughts about yourself, especially like
Yeah.
18, 17, whatever. If you could talk to your younger self right
Yeah.
now, what would you say to young Z?
Ooh, to young me, it would definitely just be like it's not your fault. You know what I'm saying? Stop beating yourself up over like other people's choices and things. Like, you are loved, you are lovable, you are talented, you are worthy. Like, you you're gonna get the safety that you need and you want one day. You know what I'm saying? And like, you're gonna fuck up. Like,
It's
the
okay.
like fuck ups from like 17 to now, like I still fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in constant states of like learning and unlearning and like, reteaching ourselves things that like we forced ourselves, like reteaching ourselves like sides of ourselves too that we
Mm.
like force ourselves to forget at a point in time, just to like, either like out of trauma or just like to just make it by. You know what I'm saying? Like, but one thing I am glad that I feel like I have like kept with me, you know what I'm saying? Just like as a person, even like from a young age and like going through it, you know what I'm saying? Going through like the young adult motions and everything to even now, is that like life is always gonna happen. And like, there's just like a balance in things that needs to happen. Like, you're gonna have like really good shit happen, and like that's great and celebrate that. But the bad shit, you can feel it, like, and let yourself feel it. Like, it's not always like things aren't always gonna go your way, but like
Right.
know that everything that happens is just, leading you to where you need to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, things aren't just like happening to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not you
Mm.
against the world. And I feel like that's what I wanted to tell my younger self. Cause like when you're just going through too much and it's like,
Why?
who's playing with me? Like, who doing this? Like, so definitely just knowing that like you're covered and you're good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're looked after and you're cared for, and yeah, like you're gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when it feels like you really have like no clue what you're doing, like you're on the road to getting it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
1,000,000,000%.
Like, because even if you think you don't know, you do know. You know what I'm saying? Just not right now. And like, that's cool.
You know.
It's just about being patient with ourselves. And like, sometimes patience can just feel like the worst shit, Like, when people are like, just be patient. And
I'm
it's like,
such an
no,
impatient person. So
really? When's
I,
your birthday?
I'm a Sag.
That gives. My mom is a Sagittarius.
For real.
That gives.
I hope
Y'all
she's
definitely, y'all do be wanting it to go y'all way. I will say that.
all
Y'all
the
do want
time.
it to go your way. No, I feel that though. Y'all know what y'all want.
Really bad. It's so bad. But besides that, I mean, we're both fire signs.
No,
Sag is
period.
very supposed to get along. I mean, I always get along with Aries.
No, yeah. Like, Sag are cool. I like y'all. Y'all are always very like, I don't know. I be trying to like not associate all of y'all to like my mom and I's relationship,
Yeah, that's hard because
Yeah, but y'all are definitely like, y'all are givers. Like, y'all care and y'all have like a certain
so
like
much.
maternal energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all do care about people and you want everybody to feel safe. So it do be giving mama. You know what I'm saying?
That's fine. I can live with that.
Like,
Well, yeah, we got a minute left. So thank you. I want to say thank you so much for
thank
doing this.
you.
And thank you just in general, you as a person. I wanted to say I'm really proud of you for
Thank
all
you.
that
I
you've been able
appreciate
to
it.
create and all that you've been able to do. It's been great watching it.
Very.
Of course I've always watched you because I think you're gorgeous as well.
Oh, but
I
likewise.
literally, I'm literally painting you right now. So,
Right, and I'm so excited about that. Like, no joke. And I just appreciate you for having me. And I feel the same about you. Like, I love your work, love everything that you do. And you are also beautiful as well. You already know. And yeah, I'm just really glad that we were able to talk. And just thank you for having me. And like, I was very
yay,
comfortable.
yay. Well, I hope I see you next time. I will be there in the summer.
Yeah, no doubt. We are already saying, like, we're definitely going to get up.
Sure.
Period. Well, thank you for
Okay.
sharing it much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally don't know how this works. So I'm like, is it going to like.
I'm gonna just end
Wish
it.
I could get back to lying beside you on the bed.